Then Desmond will ask, excuse me, Master Sorajivas, do you speak the common tongue?
Ocean says, I do. Though I prefer much the Valerian tongue, as many subjects can only truly be explained in that.
Doesn't look like it is a limitation on my part, I'm afraid. Would it be possible for us to speak on the matter of perhaps some sort of business arrangement?
Raises an eyebrow slightly and says, and who might you be?
I am Desam Caladan, of House Caladan, one of the Marsha houses.
Ah, well, of course. I shall have a room for us.
Doesn't nods.
Looks to the people and sort of says something or other as they scatter slightly, and he waves one of the strange-looking soldiers, and like gestures to Desamen. Says, "Well, who knows?" And the guard basically steps away from the door and begins leading. Jesse gestures for you to come with him. So I only do one at a time. Just looking back.
So Alaric
I am not Lyseni.
So Alaric is a guard of mine. He will just wait outside while we talk.
That's all right then. As you notice as he goes back, he pointedly moves his hand to a few sort of darkened, clouded glass bottles he carries with him.
Mm-hmm.
His belt. Though he doesn't seem to really be wearing any other weapons.
Well, I have a sword cane and a raven, so...
Okay, the soldier stands outside as he sits down. Basically a plain room with a table and a couple of chairs.
Yeah. Doesn't want to sit down next to him.
Glaring at Alaric.
He stares back.
Oh, wait outside.
Stares down at him, rather.
Have a staring match with this guard. Now, as I have come to understand, Master Sorajivas, you are quite the expert in your field.
Yes, I am the best that you would have on this side of the narrow sea. I have learned much, especially after coming here as well. The peoples of Westeros revere the Valerian fire more perhaps than our own people do.
It is quite the powerful statement for those in power, the Valerian fire.
They call me the Silent, but perhaps soon they shall call me the Dragon. I have mastered much of what they teach, and I believe that I have gained quite a lot of connections in that area.
And it is indeed in this capacity I wish to speak to you. You see, House Caladan has a long-standing tradition when it comes to siege troops and siege engineers. We are currently looking to expand and improve that capability. It has taken a somewhat of a hit recently, and as I said, we are trying to rebuild. It seems to me a fortuitous circumstance that you then, Master Sorajivas, is here. Perhaps I could convince you to aid us in some of this rebuilding. Your expertise and knowledge when it comes to this field, to your field, could perhaps complement our expertise and knowledge in sieging castles and other things.
Looks you narrowing his eyes, sort of looking you up and down. Says, Caladan, it was, yes?
That is correct.
Seems to think this. And how would you perhaps compensate me for my time and services?
What is your preferred method of compensation?
I would prefer to have the connections of the house available for my further improvement in my field. Working with the local nobility has proven rather fruitful in late. Perhaps your house would have such connections that I could add to my own, books that I could not otherwise acquire, and such.
Doesn't matter, think. Yes, perhaps something can be arranged. House Caladan is well connected in this region. We know
I
many
would
people.
also not be a servant, nor a hire. I will be an equal to you in every manner. Says, I do not scrape or bow to anyone.
Desmond looks back. Well, you would be, in this case, afforded guest rights within the house. I think that would be sufficient.
As long as no one attempts to command me to do anything.
As long as you would uphold your end of the bargain, then I don't see why we would have to.
Make sure that you don't. As my name is not there simply to scare people.
Desmond nods slowly. We shall afford you every courtesy, Master Sorajavas, as far as we can give it, which is pretty far in the house in House Caladan's case. We are a generous house.
I shall then, perhaps, when you leave here, come with you and inspect your house's connections to see if I believe there is much to be gained. Is this acceptable to you? I will afford you the journey as a compliment to your house.
Desmond nods slowly. That seems reasonable to me. I will try to give you an adequate overview over some of the relevant connections that you might wish to inspect further. If you also would provide me with more details of exactly what you are looking for.
This access to the citadel will be something I might attempt to in the future. They are not happy with letting outsiders into their closed circles, but I understand that the servants of the citadel are serving lords at the local areas. This house, he sort of gestures around, does not seem to have one, so I might find one that does. And through that person, I might find more.
Doesn't nod slowly. We do have a maester serving at our castle currently. Yes, Maester Cole.
That would be a good start, perhaps.
I would be happy to put you in a position where you could talk to Maester Cole. In return, your expertise when it comes to your particular field to be afforded to the house in our reconstruction efforts of engineers.
Says I do not train men. I do not construct scorpions, but I can make metals that are not otherwise possible, and I can make ammunition that can burn or break ships in ways that many others cannot even imagine.
Desmond nods. That sounds like a good thing to me. We have the know-how and skill to build scorpions and the like. It is, as you say, the ammunition that we would shoot that I would like to be enhanced.
He nods.
Then, Master Sorgivas, it seems that we have an accord.
Nods. Says yes, I can do this thing.
Very well. We shall let you know as soon as we are getting ready to leave Side Hall, and we'll be happy with your company.
I shall ask the guards to keep an eye out. Says I would want to be prepared. My things take a little time to pack.
Understandable. Reasonably, we would be out of here within a week or so, I believe.
He nods and says, "A week then." As he stands and reaches his hand to you.
Yep, does some stands and reaches his hand out, shaking the hand of Sir Javas the Silent.
Sure. You look close to him. He has a very sort of strange smell to him. Kinds of compounds.
All right, next time Peak rolls up, he's gonna get a fucking bomb in his face. Oh, I'm the Lord of the Mouses. Look at me, I'm impressive. It is.
I'm really curious what he means by metals that would otherwise not be possible.
He looks
I like everything
staring
he's
at the
saying.
guard.
So, guys,
Shoots his head.
our ballista bolts have to be made of Valerian steel.
Valerian steel ballista bolt. Those would be more valuable than the freaking scorpions that shoot them.
Valerian steel armor?
You are dreaming, sir.
Oh,
There's no
I
such.
would.
Cut
There's
yourself
not.
so
It'd
much.
be beautiful.
Bree
It'd be beautiful.
has already promised Rosette a Valerian steel spear or something.
There is not enough Valyrian steel, guys. We cannot keep spending. Golden.
We're gonna have so much Valerian steel. House Lannister's gonna go over, just charge
Yeah,
us.
that's this thing, though. If we concentrate too much, people are going to be like, we don't need to get those guys.
Yeah.
We need these guys
Lannister's
at the
just
Banner
gonna
House to
appear.
produce this Valerian steel weapon.
Oh, if we can put Master Sorjavas in charge of a banner house. An alchemist banner house, Malachi, come on.
My god. It's like something from Manakai's dream.
Was there an
We
alchemist
make and
holding?
unmake.
Yeah. Was there
wanted
an
to get
alchemist
that Korean
holding,
command of
by the way, in the book? Because that was something very interesting.
Let me have a look.
There might be.
While I'm at the
Transforming.
chapter, I'll have a look for you.
No.
Yeah.
No?
Got
There
this.
shall be one.
Yeah, he goes back to bask in his fire square, going sometimes to meet with other people. Linus and Halen are done with their dinner, basically. It's sort of, their lunch, I suppose. As he is, wiping his mouth with a piece of cloth, says, "Thank you for your words and your word. The gods have seen us, and I do believe that we have honored them. The stranger can perhaps be set to wait a bit longer for the both of us."
Father watches both of our words and will hold us to them.
Sort of gives you a slight smile and says, "Yes, he will indeed. I shall go and ride the contingent. I shall meet them on the road so that they will know what to expect when they come here."
You'll be returning here straight after.
Yes, it should not be too long.
I see.
I'm glad we could speak before I left. We shall see you again soon, brother.
I hope I see you as well. Smile.
They'll basically stand, not some of the kitchen stuff, and begin making his leave. Seemingly to go to his room, wherever that might be. And if you don't follow him, he's gonna...
Lannis is going to stand and head back to his room to, well, deal with his. He dressed, he dressed exceptionally humbly for going to the Sept, hoping that Halen would be there. Kind of getting himself back to his usual attire, cleaning himself up a little bit, noticing his sword has been removed.
Imagine Manfer is watching over it in the room.
Sure.
You're dangling his legs on one of the beds.
I kind of enter in, look to Mantha. Oh, good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
You sleep well?
He sort of nods. Says, their beds are very soft, yes. I get very tired. This food is not something I'm used to. Have you slept well?
Yes, I did sleep well. Though I imagine you certainly do get quite tired. Sir Alaric is quite big.
Yes. He will still not let me hold his shield or his sword for too long, though I have been training so that I might be able to do it soon. Sighs.
Well, in honesty, his shield might crush me as well. It's a soft smile.
It is not easy, this whole squiring thing, but says I will do my best.
Kind of walks towards him, putting a hand on his shoulder. You're doing a great job. Just don't worry about it. Just try to relax.
I did, but apparently I woke up in a labyrinth, so I try not to anymore.
Next time we go to High Garden, we should both be careful.
You sort of fades out a little bit. It was fun, though.
That it certainly was.
Sort of an awkward silence.
Looks down at the sword he has. Would that happen to be my blade?
It says, yeah, I was asked to watch it. Well, says Alaric and Decim went to speak to people. I don't understand what people say here anyway.
Oh, I wonder how they're faring. I thank you for watching it. And gestures out a hand.
And
attach it back to his belt. Mm-hmm. Have you eaten?
It says there was someone who came up with some bread.
I see. Well, would you like to go out and look for the other two, or would you rather wait here? Or perhaps go for a walk?
Says I was told to wait here, so that's what I'll do.
Very well.
It is my duty, he says, sort of straightening his back slightly.
And our duty should certainly be upheld. Yes. Says with a bit of a smile, taking a seat, and we'll just, talk with Mantler until the others show up.
Sure. We'll just
they do.
Of this place.
Door slams open.
The two of them are talking, the sword on the belt.
You can hear Decim and Alaric talking about soldiers and training and engineers.
Mm-hmm.
Decim looks slightly pleased and also somewhat concerned with what Alaric seems to be telling him.
Mm-hmm.
Training troops takes a long time. It's an arduous process. You have to find the right people, you have to train them in the right ways, and you need veterans to train them how to do the things, because I don't know how to sap a castle wall. Do you?
Decim looks back. Well, that was very snappy. We do have a few...
Yes, good morning, the two of you.
Stands up and moves
yes.
to his right side.
Sir Sassmouth, Caladan.
Alaric ruffles Manford's hair.
Looks slightly indignified as always.
Decim looks Manford.
Sort of says, my lord.
Looks over to Lanus. Walks over.
Lanus currently has a nice glass of drink and is just drinking for a seat and judging if you'd like a glass poured out.
Yeah, he'll take a glass.
He'll go over to Alaric and say, Sir Tyrell wanted me to tell you that he's going to go to High Garden soon.
He nods. Says, Lanus, I don't suppose you could get a servant to find Sir Ashra, could you? These people don't understand a word I say.
If Lanus will get up quickly, go out.
Decim, who was about to just start talking, he's like,
Kind of gesture the hand. Sorry, 1 second. Kind of, if finding like a servant, of course his Valerian's broken, but it's enough. Sure, you can go enough. Kind of gesturing for like try and find the Tyrell.
Sure, servant will run off.
Going to sit back down, sighing slightly, picking back up his glass and looking towards Desert, smiling.
That Ark will thank Manfer and gesture that you should sit down as well, and we'll sit down to join the conversation.
So, the two of you took your time getting up. Did you speak? I assume you spoke to someone by what you're saying. I'm guessing a certain not so silent.
Yes, we have managed to procure his services for the house in the efforts of rebuilding and strengthening our engineering cores.
That is certainly good to hear.
It is the house's speciality, and we are... Well, it is a trademark, so to speak.
And with what we've been told, or at least what I've told you, things are coming.
Yes, it might be a time when it is a good idea for House Caladan to be efficient when it comes to what we do on the battlefield. And I do believe that he can help us.
Hopefully we're more efficient than last time.
He
trying to avoid giving a pointed look.
With what the Master Alchemist can bring to the table, I should think that it would take a little bit more than a keep to stop us next time around. Hopefully. Now, what about Halen?
Looks to you. And what about him?
Well, have you spoken to him further?
I met him in the sept this morning. I decided to go to pray.
All right. And?
Takes a sip. Looks out the window slightly. We discussed everything he has planned. How he would envision everything going.
And what is he planning now?
Well, interestingly, he does not know the current Lord of Peak that well. In fact, though he does know his bad reputation. Instead, he is very, very close friends with the young Peak, his grandson, who I believe is very close to inherit.
There's some frowns. Gorman Peak is old, yes, but he is still powerful. I don't see him dying for quite some time. Unless...
Nice. Just rolls himself back in the chair. Unless
someone were to remove him. Are you saying that that is what Halen told you was going to happen?
No, in no way. Though, just because, even if it's not his plan, I for some reason I have a feeling it could be someone's currently. But, regardless...
Do you care to elaborate on that feeling?
I'm not entirely sure how to describe it. Just a bit of a gut feeling, I suppose. I know it's not something you enjoy.
I work best when I have facts and information.
Rolls his eyes like he's had this before.
Dreams, prognostications, visions, or prayer are very bad when it comes to planning the future of a house. He taps his cane with for like underlinement.
One of the things I also asked him was, did he plan to marry into Peak?
Yes.
No.
There's some frowns. No.
He does not plan to marry Peak.
Who does he plan to marry?
He does not plan to,
What?
and he plans to have me as his future heir apparent.
Doesn't frowns even further. He
Alaric,
said this?
Yes, before the gods. And he would not break his word, I can tell you that. Not in that moment.
where is the boy at this point?
He left
Left.
for a few days. Apparently apparently the contingency was far closer than he expected.
Dasim gets up. We need to leave. We can't stay here when Peak arrives.
Looks to you. Remain seated.
Dasim looks to Lennis. You can't be serious, nephew.
I am serious.
You would deliver yourself into Peak hands. Do you realize what they could do to you? To us?
Do you remember what they have done to us?
Yes. I acknowledge all that has happened to us. I though am confident here that, well, nothing will end up befalling me. You may feel free to return early if you wish, but I will remain.
Lennis. Dasim looks at him. If you return at the head to our lands, to your lands, surrounded by forces of our arch enemy,
With the both official and unofficial heir in tow.
do you realize how that would look to the people in the keep? Do you realize how that would look to everyone?
You would literally bring an army to our doorstep.
We already had an army at our doorstep.
An army that was leaving, hopefully, soon. Once we got back, I would see to that. House Ironwood are our allies. They are unconventional allies, yes, but it has been formalized, and we have lived with some of those consequences, and we have suffered some of those consequences as well, as we have reaped the benefits. It is a relationship that will keep going, but we cannot have those troops in our lands any longer if they will not swear to the house. This is something I intend to explain to your darling wife when we return.
They will not swear to our house.
Then they must leave.
Looks to you with a bitter frown.
We cannot have the castle of our family occupied by forces that are not loyal to us. If we have that, we would look like we were under siege. The martial lords might even attack in an attempt to free us. And even if that was not the case, even if, as Sir Alaric just indicated, Gormy would not use that as a tactic to discredit us in the election, or even as another reason for attacking us, and this time perhaps even wiping us out. Even if that was not to happen, even if we would go up there in these elections and speak, we would still be viewed as being under Dornish influence and under siege, and our word would be severely hampered.
Uncle, I need you to look at the picture for me for a second. Yes, we have all the things you have said. Then you must consider. Okay, I return with you. Halen comes charging the door with the army anyway. What do you do?
We will not let him charged. We will stop. He can enter. He is welcome.
And by right of law, it is his.
But not Peaks. Damn it! As he slams his cane down. I will not have them on our lands.
His father still lives, and he still has full right to command his son to leave his forces outside, especially Peak forces. peak forces that set upon our lands.
Perhaps some of those knights were even part of those raids all those years ago. We cannot have them on our lands. Halen is welcome to return. I have my reservations. Seven knows I do. We don't know him. He has indicated things that worries me greatly. But if he wishes to return, we are obliged to let him do so.